We're just waiting for everyone to get admitted here. A lot of you guys are returning class members, so you know the drill. Just keep yourselves on mute for now so we don't have too much background noise. And we'll get started here super soon. Just waiting for anyone who might, oh, there we go, might still be joining, and then we'll go ahead and get started. And again, if you guys can just keep yourselves on mute for now. Okay. All righty, we'll go ahead and get started here. Thank you everyone for joining us. We know how valuable your time is, and we're so excited to have you here virtually. My name's Julia. This is my mom, Kelly.
Nice to see you guys. Most of you have attended our previous classes, as Julia said, so you know how this runs. Really quick, we own California Skincare Supply together. We are celebrating actually our 31st year in business, and we have been the distributors for M.A.D Skincare going on, I think 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years now. We absolutely love this brand. We have set up a few things for you. By now, you should have all received your class kit last week and have it all set up and ready to go, because we're going to be giving ourselves the treatment and learning to layer the chemical peels at the end of this class. We did set up a coupon code for all of you to use if you feel like you would like to purchase something. It is 15% off the entire M.A.D skincare line. I also created a kit for this actual treatment. So this treatment is called Flex into Summer Facial Glow Treatment. And you can find it both under the brand M.A.D Skincare on our website. You can also find it under the tab Esthetician Professional Use, and then scroll down to Esthetician Starter Kits, and it will live there. And it's everything in professional sizes that we're using today in the facial treatment. And then at the end, you'll just put in during checkout, for anything you purchase from M.A.D Skincare, the coupon code M.A.D, all in capitals, no periods, just M.A.D in capitals, and you'll receive the discount.
So the first portion of this class is going to be a lecture. We're going to be going over the different ingredients that's used, how to layer chemical peels, the different concerns that M.A.D has, how to treat all those concerns. And then the second half of the class is going to be super fun and interactive. We're all going to give ourselves the 3-layer chemical peel you received, and we'll go through that step by step. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat, and I can make sure Christopher gets to them. Or also feel free to unmute yourselves when he takes a pause and ask your questions that way, and make it nice, fun, and interactive.
The more questions, the better.
Yeah.
We love questions.
So without further ado, we have Christopher Keever. He's the international M.A.D educator, and he is going to take it away for us.
Thanks for joining us, Christopher.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you guys for having me, and thank you to our attendees for, again, your time today. We know how valuable that is, so we're going to try to give you a really terrific class today. Not to be redundant, but the questions are great. Like last training we did, some of the attendees had some really terrific, thoughtful questions, and they had a lot of them. So it wound up being just a really fun, cool, interactive training. There's no such thing as a silly question, and chances are, if you're thinking it, maybe someone else is too, or maybe even a few people are thinking it. So we're truly here for you. This is your time, and just ask away. So with that being said, we do have a PowerPoint today. For those of you that have joined us before, some of this material you may have seen. So we'll be revisiting like the basics. But we also have a slide deck specifically devoted to this particular treatment we're doing today. And then, of course, once that's complete, we're going to roll into actually doing the treatment together as a group. So that'll be really fun. This is definitely, a more it's a 3-layer peel, but the nice thing is that this is a great way to resurface the skin, but not have downtime. And, you've got that beautiful glow, that beautiful resurface look going into summer that I think everyone is just chomping at the bit right now to have their best look as things start to open up. So this could be like a really cool treatment to throw on your menu, like a, hey, welcome back type thing. Whatever you want to put your spin on it. But that was kind of the thought process here. So we're really excited to do this all together with you guys. And with that being said, I guess we'll get started with our PowerPoint presentation. So M.A.D Skincare, of course, stands for Maximum Active Dermaceuticals. Our tagline is Beautiful Skin by Design. For those of you that have been with us before and know the brand, here's our 5 categories: environmental, brightening, anti-aging, acne, and delicate. And again, we're gonna go over the hub of the M.A.D wheel, but I think I can't help but say it every time. I am just loving the color coding, because the color coding specifically makes things super easy in the treatment room, but also at the point of retail sale. So everything is coded and colored by specific skin concern. And when you have 100 SKUs, it's just going to streamline it and make it so much easier. So we love the color coding. We're blending the best science and nature offers to deliver the most advanced, potent skincare products on the market today. Again, M.A.D's proprietary formulas are manufactured in our New Jersey facility and made in the USA. We have a full range of products for every skin concern and type. Each skin concern has its own story, and we're formulated by our own research and development team using the best, most active ingredients. The other, little snippet that I really like to hyper focus on is the key selling points, because I think with M.A.D, these are really, really important. Number one, high performance, innovative formulations, skin concern and type specific ranges, and then attractive pricing with clear, simple packaging. And I think specifically where we are in this current time, I want to really focus on bullet point number 3, because this is definitely an upscale, affordable brand, and people are really looking to get that dramatic result, but not break the bank while they're doing it. So I think it's really important to, when you're working with M.A.D and being successful with M.A.D, or getting even more successful with M.A.D, in your downtime, just kind of really take a peek at the wholesale pricing and the retail pricing, and just be cognizant of the amount of ounces you're getting in relation to dollar amount spent, because it's a great value and the consumers love it. Once they get acquainted with what they're actually getting and what they're paying for, it's really a home run. They're going to return back to you and want to re-up on those products because they're getting a great value. We have our core 4 philosophy. So steps 1 and 4 are, again, really common throughout the industry. No matter what skincare line you're working with, everyone can agree that exfoliation and collagen elastin synthesis are very important. But we feel that step 2 and 3 are what set us apart from the rest: cellular respiration and then cellular detoxification. When we get to the M.A.D wheel, we're going to dive deeper into how this connects completely throughout the line, but let's go through these individually first. So exfoliation benefits, I'm sure you guys all know that by now. Before, we have clogged and infected pores, rough and aged skin, wrinkles, lines, and blemishes. And then after a successful exfoliation, whether it's mechanical or chemical or maybe even both, we have purified pores. We're eliminating infections deep in the skin surface, and then we're boosting collagen production to smooth away lines, wrinkles, and blemishes. So our step 2, cellular respiration. We just have a graphic here of the, intercellular machinery, the respiration process on the cellular level. This process is tricky because oxygen molecules, or O2, have to be split apart. And during intermediate stages, dangerous free radicals are lying around. These are individual negatively charged oxygen atoms that have not yet fully combined with hydrogen or H plus to form the very stable molecule water, or H2O. And these free radicals are highly reactive. So we want to bathe the skin in antioxidants, first of all. And then we have a peptide called oxygen. And the oxygen peptide helps to boost the body's capacity to overcome hypoxic stress and eases the transport of oxygen within the cells. Oxygen improves the skin's surface glow condition, giving it a healthy glow. So we're trying to really ramp up the cellular respiration, or the ability of the cells to successfully do this as aging process is going on. The peptide like oxygen is very important, bare bones basic, to help with cellular respiration. And this is our step 2, and this is very important for the environmental line, as is step 3, which we're going to cover next. Cellular detoxification. We have a healthy cell on the right and an unhealthy cell on the left. So as you can see, nutrients can be easily assimilated and eliminated with the healthy cell. Just like cellular respiration, as we're aging, unfortunately, the ability of your cells to absorb nutrients and remove waste starts to slow down a little bit. So thanks to another peptide, we have the ability to give that a little bit of a helping hand. And this peptide is called cell detox, also part of the environmental line. First, you can see the unhealthy cell here. We have assimilation and elimination are vastly inhibited. So nutrients are trying to get in. They're not as successful as they once were. And then waste is trying to get out, but that's also having a little bit of a hard time. So we want to get that back to what it used to look like on the left-hand side. And we have things like cell detox to help with that process. By reinforcing this detoxifying cell system, cell detox minimizes the accumulation of lipofuscin aggregates and thereby contributes to cell and tissue longevity. This active ingredient improves the skin radiance of tired and intoxicated skin and limits the signs of aging by smoothing, micro-relief, and wrinkles. Of course, you can also stimulate your skin to detox naturally with things like massage, lymphatic, drainage, dry brushing, just things like that. But this is actually going to help do that on the cellular level. So we really want to focus on step 2 and step 3. 1 through 4 are important, but let's really focus on 2 and 3 for when we get to the M.A.D wheel, because that's going to be really important. Collagen and elastin production with exfoliation and peptide signalers. So going back to that step 1, exfoliation is going to help to produce collagen and elastin synthesis, but there are some cosmetic ingredients that are also going to help to do that literally on the cellular level. Ideally, we're using both. We're using both together. As you age, the rate of collagen that's produced in your skin starts to slow down, but the very action of forced exfoliation creates a mild trauma in the skin, quite literally jump-starting your collagen. The collagen is given a boost in response to being wounded. This in turn activates the fibroblasts, so even more collagen and elastin is synthesized in the dermis. Peptides and plant-based stem cells are segments of active proteins that communicate with cells and instruct them to behave in certain ways. In the skin, peptides and stem cells signal elastin production. So before we go on to the M.A.D wheel, and if you guys are returning, you've seen this before, but this is going to really help to tie everything together. Does anyone have questions about anything we've covered so far? Okay, great. So the MAD wheel, as you guys can see, has all the skin concern categories organized. The hub of the wheel is the environmental. And the reason for that, the thinking here is that if we can get your skin to behave in a more youthful state, which again, back to those step 2 and step 3, two things are very important to do that. We want to maximize cellular respiration and maximize the detoxification process. So once we achieve that, and now we have a truly healthy skin or a truly healthy functioning skin, we can start to build on that with specific skin concern categories. Maybe it's brightening, maybe it's acne, maybe it's a combination of two, like anti-aging and brightening, right? But the point here is that a really great way to start everybody out is based on that environmental concept. Like, let's detox, let's get the skin breathing again, get the skin to successfully detoxify itself. And there's a myriad of products that are really terrific at doing that, whether it's your cleanser, your serum, your toner, a weekly mask for at-home retail. But there's always a tool they can use to, get a handle on this kind of fundamental step 1, and then we can branch out from there. And that's the way that MAD approaches aesthetics, and that's why you'll see the other, more specialized categories are built around the hub of the wheel, which is always going to be going back to that environmental. The other nice thing is that irregardless of your specific skin concerns or skin condition, everybody's going to benefit from environmental, because we're all having just pollution, sun, particulate matter in the environment, smog. These are all things that everybody is around and living in. So it's a nice, easy way to get people started, because again, regardless of lifestyle, age, Fitzpatrick type, skin concern, this is always going to benefit everybody no matter what. So it's just a nice, easy way to get people started.
Chris, we did get one direct question in the chat. If someone has a super damaged lipid barrier, would it be beneficial for them to just use all the environmental line if they're just very unhealthy skin?
That's a great question. I mean, if I had in my mind, if I had someone like that they just really need like kind of like a reboot, like back to basics reboot, just to get the skin healthy again, the environmental line is a great jumping off point. But don't forget, like something like the C4 comes to mind, because that's got 4 different bioavailable forms of vitamin C. So not 1, but 4. So that's a great product, like a go-to product to really, get your skin healthy again and moving in the right direction. Happens to be part of the brightening line, but that's going to add so much, just so many things within itself to get you pointed back in that right direction. But yeah, absolutely. Like someone that's got a really compromised barrier, something like the Mega Rich Antioxidant Cleansing Gel, that's a great way to get a thorough clean without, stripping oils that are needed to reestablish that lipid barrier. I mean, something as simple as the Everyday Renewing Toner is going to help to slowly, over time resurface and then bathe the skin in antioxidants. So it's just, step by step. So yeah, that's a great question. I would start with that, and then maybe something out of the environment like the C4. Again, that's what comes to mind for me. And then another little outlier, maybe even like the Delicate Skin Calming Gel Mask once a week would be a great way to super speed the healing of that very compromised skin. So maybe 3-4 products to get you started with that at home. That was a great question. So we're gonna go through the steps specifically with today's treatment. We're calling this our Flex into Summer Glow Treatment Kit Protocol steps. We actually have cleanse, but it's going to be a double cleanse. We have a toning step. We have a 3-layer peel today is what we're doing. We're then going to neutralize everything. Delicate skin calming gel mask, but then we're going to roll into a treatment mask. But it's actually 2 treatment masks. We're going to teach you guys how to mix those together and why we're mixing them together. We're going to finish with a hydrating serum, moisturizer, and of course, very, very important, sunscreen. Okay. We'll talk about these, of course, more in depth while we're doing them, but just real quick, here's what the steps of today's treatment are going to be. Step 1, appropriate cleansing options to be used with this protocol are the salicylic cleansing gel and the mega rich antioxidant cleansing gel. These will thoroughly cleanse the skin for the peel to have superior penetration. So there's that mega rich cleansing gel, part of the environmental line. That's our step 1, high foam, get the skin nice and clean. But then that step 2 is going to start to very, slowly start the resurfacing process to increase the penetration rate. And that's why we're using the cleansing gel with salicylic acid. We're then going to use the Everyday Renewing Toner. The second step increases stubborn oil and dirt and dead skin removal for optimum peel penetration. Step 3, our peels. We're going to do 3 peels in this order. Mandelic peel, 25% with CBD, our Flex Star. Have any of you guys gotten to actually use this yet on yourself or maybe your clients? It's become like my favorite. It's awesome. I love it. I love this peel. It's a really cool product. So that's going to be our step 1. And you guys are going to see how quickly that just like zips into the skin almost immediately. It just all goes in, and you can kind of roll right into your step 2. So I like it for that reason too. And you're going to see when we do it together. Our step 2 is going to actually be the Radiant Brightening Peel. We have a great combination of acids here, and then a holistic vitamin C. And then Environmental Renewal Peel full of antioxidants with lactic acid and multi-fruit acid. So, this makes sense for step 3 because we have, again, the concept of bathing the skin with antioxidants. Lactic acid is actually profoundly hydrating. So it's going to, start that rehydration process, but you're still technically throwing on a 3rd layer of peel because we've got that multi-fruit acid blend. So we think that these peels in this particular order are going to be a really great treatment.
We got another quick question. How many layers can you do? Like if you don't have a client who's super sensitive, what's the maximum amount of layers you can do with these 3 peels?
That's a really good question, guys, because as you start to get more familiar with M.A.D, you're going to see that it's kind of endless. So I'll try to bring you down the way of thinking here. So you have a choice. You can do 1 to 3 layers of peel, which is this is my first time customer or client. I've never seen them before. I'm not really familiar with their skin yet. You really want to stick between 1 to 3 layers of peel. If I have someone that comes to see me for the first time, 1 to 2 layers, and I'm probably going to stop there because I'm just not familiar with them or their skin or how they're going to handle it yet, especially if it's their first time getting a peel. They come back again, they have beautiful results, 3 layers of a peel, right? Maybe the 3rd time, depending on what they're going for and what time of year you're in your part of the country, you can then maybe roll into 3 to 6 layers. If you wanted to. This is going to really bring you from light peeling to a little bit more intense, moderate, not peeling, I'm sorry, flaking. And there's even people that'll do between 7 and 9 layers. That's definitely more aggressive. That's going to be anywhere from intense flaking down to sheet peeling. So it just depends on where you want to go, who you're treating, And you'll see over and over again that this particular step, the peeling step within the MAD protocol, really affords you the most creativity, because not only do you have the option of how many layers are you going to do, but you have the option of how many different peels we have to choose from. And we don't, we have, I call them the water-based peels because they're, the ones that you'll see in every skin concern category, plus the new Mandelic with CBD. Those are very forgiving. You cannot go wrong. But then don't forget, we have the more advanced M.A.D peels or medical grade peels that are much more aggressive. Those are ethanol based or alcohol based. So once you start moving into those, it's gonna really kick up the results and just be a lot more aggressive of a treatment. So again, it just depends on where you're going. I've even heard of people, once they work with the water-based peels and once they get comfortable working with the medical grade peels, you start to experiment even further. And I've heard of people even mixing those. So the creativity within this step is really endless. And I think one of the things that really makes MAD stand apart from other lines, it's this step in particular. The mask step also kind of comes close to that. There's a lot of creativity you can do there too. But the peels, it's all about the peels, because like even within this first step, sure, this protocol, sure, we're doing 3 layers of peel, but within each layer, we're addressing something so totally different. And there's so many different little offshoots of benefits and features within each one of these products on its own. It just makes it so honed in to what the person is asking you for specifically every single time. But just to really put it into categories, I like to think 1 to 3 layers, 4 to 6 layers, and then 7 to 9 layers. That's kind of my like 1, 2, 3, moreover way of segmenting that out. Nice and easy. The step 4 is the neutralization process. So it's really important to make sure you always neutralize, and this is just to get whatever is remaining on the surface of the skin. Most of these peels will have absorbed almost completely. That's the goal, is to have them absorb. But if there's a little bit of residual product, that's the reason why we're neutralizing, just to kill the rest of that residual product that is not yet absorbed into the skin. And the neutralizer also has some calming agents like licorice, rosemary, and oat-derived soothing extract. So we're neutralizing any remaining peel. The delicate skin calming gel mask. This is very important because this is going to jumpstart the healing process. And don't forget, we are going to roll into treatment masks, but this is specifically designed to, again, jumpstart the healing process and then profoundly hydrate those baby cells that are now at the surface, all together to significantly cut down on any downtime that we may experience, but don't necessarily have to experience by using this mask. That's why it's such an important and crucial step after any combination of MAD peels that you do. So we want to apply the mask liberally, avoid contact with the eyes, let this sit for 3 to 5 minutes, rinse with tepid water, pat the skin dry, your face will feel soothed, calmed, and refreshed. The really nice thing about this is when we did the training on Friday, this person had actually never had, not only had she never had a peel before, but she never had a facial service at all. Like, so that was a real treat to use her as a model, because we didn't do 3 layers of peel, we did just 2, but the result was so significant. And then the interesting thing is we applied a really heavy layer of this and it just zipped right into the skin. Like the entire amount of calming mask zipped right into the skin. We didn't even have to remove this because it was in. So when you're dry and compromised like that, you'll see it just all goes in. You can very quickly, easily move on to your next step. So that was a really cool experience to have in that training with that particular model. It really went well. So after we do the calming gel mask to jumpstart the healing process, we're going to be rolling into our treatment masks. Today, we're actually doing two, and we're going to be actually mixing them together. Environmental detox mask in combination with our newest member, the wheatgrass recovery mask with CBD. So this has actually become a very, very popular product since it launched. And when we're to this step, we can go over some of the reasons why, and then that'll generate some more questions from you guys, I'm sure. We're going to be finishing with our Youth Transformation Age Corrective Serum, our Illuminating Daily Moisturizer, and then SPF. So I know you guys received all these in sample size in the kits you received in the mail. Remember, the retail products help maintain the hard work and great results achieved in the facial. So with that being said, for instance, just to go back, the customer or your client needs like a good daily serum and then a good daily moisturizer, or maybe a good, PM serum and moisturizer. Maybe they love the idea of this treatment and they love the idea of having an anti-aging component mixed with a brightening component specifically for their at-home use following the treatment. Because you use these two products, they may very well want to take these home, but because all of our serums have like bases, as do our moisturizers, they might say, hey, I loved what you used on me. I really want to take home that Youth Transformation Age Corrective Serum, but I'm also a little concerned with, cyclical acne or what have you. You can just pop out the Illuminating Daily Moisturizer, and if you were to visit the acne category, we have a breakout control daily moisturizer. So it's so easy to substitute in or out these components based on, where their concern is going after they've had the treatment. Okay. If you guys have joined us before, I know you've seen, these ingredients. We're not going to cover every single one today. We're just going to go over the list of the ingredient. But before we do that for each slide, does anyone have any questions about the PowerPoint so far, or the protocol steps, or anything else that we've covered?
We did get another question. Can you layer the M.A.D acne peels, the advanced acne peel, with the brightening peel? That is a great treatment. You can absolutely do that.
Can you ask that one more time? I'm sorry. Can you layer which?
The advanced acne peel and the brightening peel.
Yeah, absolutely. So like what comes to mind for me, who's the person I would do that on? The person I would do that on is someone that has like ongoing, acne, very active acne, and then maybe some post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, because I know that ethanol-based advanced acne peel is going to go deep. That's an alcohol-based peel, right? So it's going to really jumpstart peeling. You're going to see it thrust up on the skin. It's going to go deep down into the dermis and just help to destroy all that P. acne bacteria and really dial down the active lesions. But then that brightening peel, which has a much larger molecule, is going to sit on the surface of the skin and help to lighten and brighten all that inflammation. So that's just an example of the kind of guest that if they walked into my room, that's kind of what I would say, oh, wow, that's a great treatment. Let me do that on them. So I'm just trying to use an example of who I would do that on and why you absolutely could 1,000% do that, and why that would be a great way to treat someone like that. Okay, so a perfect protocol for mid-20s to 40s. I just want to kind of change that a little bit, guys, because we don't want you to think that it's just for 20s to 40s. This is going to, of course, benefit literally anybody. But if you have someone specifically in this age range that a lot of times doesn't quite know exactly how to get started, or maybe they're on a little bit more of a budget and they're like, I really want it all, but let's just start with 3 products today. You can't go wrong. It's a great way to get them started. It's going to really help take their healthy skin from 20 and bring it into their 40s as best as you can through the mechanisms of the environmental line. Our environmental line is designed to protect and extend your youthful looking skin. Your skin is under constant environmental stress, pollution, and external factors that manifest into weakened, tired, aging skin. The environmental skincare line uses active ingredients designed to protect skin cells from environmental assault, maximize cellular life, and deliver potent antioxidants for superior, healthy-looking skin. So we're going to zip through these ingredients. We already went over the cell detox. Very, very important. As is the Oxygen. That's the 4th one you'll see there. Those 2 are going to be kind of our top 2 heavy lifters for the environmental line. Cell detox and Oxygen. Heliogard 365, Shieldback peptide. That's a very interesting peptide. Produ 400, Syncol, Philodendron extract, Trini T complex, apple extract, grapefruit stem cell extract, Uni-Repair T43, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, Lavendox, and then Bisalbolol. And the nice thing is that I think Kelly was telling me you guys each got a printed version of this. So in your downtime or in between treatments, you can really kind of start to look over these ingredients and get more familiar if that's something that you're interested in doing. We're going to move on to our brightening skin concern category. Uneven skin tone, patchy spots, and dull skin are all skin concerns we have over time. M.A.D Skincare Brightening line uses the strongest holistic ingredients to restore radiant, even skin tone and a healthy glow. I think, definitely top that comes to my mind is, again, not just one form of bioavailable vitamin C, but we've got 4, 3 of which are listed in the featured ingredients here. BVOSC, Stacy 50, and then magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, or MAP. B white, licorice extract, nano LPD's lightning, Emblica fruit, mulberry fruit, bearberry extract. Those are obviously more botanically derived cosmetic ingredients. Lumi Skin, and then the Trini T complex again. And I think one of the things I always love to just give a friendly reminder of is when you start going over these ingredients like over and over and over again, you'll see things like the Trini T complex. Not only is that going to continuously bathe the skin in antioxidants, but it also so happens to be excellent for lightening and brightening. So with that being said, let's say you have a really, you've gotten to have a great understanding of the M.A.D line, within your own practice, and you just happen to love the Everyday Renewing Toner. And you're using this every day because you know that it's bathing the skin in antioxidants and helping to very slowly resurface. Now in your mind, you also know that this product doubles as a lightening and brightening agent within itself because of that Trini T complex. So there's a lot of overlap within the ingredients, and this is what we mean by the concept of maximum actives. You're delivering maximum actives to the skin with each product, and then another, and then another, and then another. So, even Michael sometimes says, if you're using even, 2 or 3 serums, you're delivering upwards of, 50 to 80 different active ingredients to your skin at any one time. And that's what truly keeps your skin from hitting that plateau where you've gotten really great results, but it just kind of starts to plateau up at a certain point. We want to avoid that by just continuing maximum actives on an ongoing basis. Next, we're going to move on to our acne. The M.A.D acne protocol uses proven ingredients in combination with botanicals to minimize acne and control oily skin. We have a salicylic acid, 2%, benzoyl peroxide, 5%, alp sebum, tea tree oil, willow bark extract, and sulfur. Next is sensitive. Delicate, sensitive skin needs to be soothed, nourished, and treated gently. M.A.D Delicate Skincare line delivers calming and soothing botanicals free of harsh chemicals and parabens. We have Cepicom VG, Cetaplant Richter, Nutrizin, Simglucan, Produ 400, Palmitoyl tripeptide 8, hyaluronic acid, and even aloe vera. Okay, so we're going to definitely be doing not only M.A.D stacking, but M.A.D cocktailing today within our treatment protocol steps. So we're going to talk about M.A.D stacking and what that actually is. This is the combining of 2 or more M.A.D treatment products from different skin concern categories during a single application. Why should I M.A.D stack? You're able to address multiple skin concerns in a single pass, delivery of more active ingredients for an amplified effect, giving the skin more active ingredients to benefit from, visible benefits immediately following the facial treatment, and then a greater chance to sell a retail item for home care use. Recommended M.A.D stacking serum buddies. So this is just a real quick example, guys, of the fact that you can not only layer these serums and treatment creams, you can actually mix them together. They all have like bases, right? So this is just an example of that. We've got the wrinkle repellent environmental protection serum with the redness rescue. And this is actually one of my favorite. I just fall in love with the wrinkle repellent. Notice how that's part of the environmental line. So that's a really great, product to get people started with when they're not familiar with M.A.D, because it just covers so much. And I mean, the wrinkle repellent, that's what it is. It very quickly creates a change, like a noticeable, measurable change in your skin. And that's why I got so excited about specifically with that specific product. It's very light, it smells great, it's a breeze to use. And maybe they also have a little bit of ongoing anger, redness, erythema, irritation in their skin. So let's say they do just that. They fall in love with something like wrinkle repellent, and now they want to keep going and address the redness. They can add a product like Redness Rescue, cocktail them together and apply them at once in the morning. And just, they're still getting the benefit of both, but it's within one step, one application. We have recommended M.A.D stacking moisturizer buddies. So here we're actually doing 3. And in this situation, we're talking about treatment creams, but they're actually mixing 3 together. So same concept. We have the Daytime Defense Shielding Moisturizer. Again, part of the environmental line. But then notice how this particular consumer is cocktailing Breakout Control and Delicate Daily. Maybe they have ongoing issues with acne that have in turn created a sensitive or sensitivity issue in their skin. So they love the defense mechanisms of their step 1 or their product 1, but now they're addressing acne and they want to address the sensitivity and the delicate needs that they have. So for that reason, they've chosen to purchase all three of these, and they're just using a little bit of each one in the morning, cocktailing them together, and then moving on. Recommended M.A.D stacking gel cream buddies. So this is something a little bit different. Here we're actually mixing creams and serums together. And I know as estheticians, we personally love, the serum step is its own step, the cream step is its own step. The reason for this is, let's say you have someone that wants the benefit of wrinkle repellent, wants the benefit of redness rescue, but then they want the benefit of the breakout control, but they're not really into doing that many steps. In fact, maybe they're only willing to do 2 steps. Like they want to do a cleanse and they want to roll into an application of something and then just, move on. It's okay to mix these 3 products together. It's not going to affect the efficacy of any one step. If they really need to, go that fast and just, they want to keep it simple, they can actually do that. So this is why we're calling them gel cream buddies, because you're mixing a, gel-like serum with a more creamy consistency of the breakout control daily moisturizer. Now, M.A.D layering is the application of 1 to 3 layers of different chemical peels or treatment masks from different skin concern protocols. Why should I M.A.D layer? Layering gives you the opportunity to deliver a broader set of active ingredients during the exfoliation point or directly after with the treatment masks, or both, like we're going to actually do today. The skin is at its best to absorb and utilize after a thorough cleansing and tone has been achieved. Layering various types of acids will deliver a greater benefit because you can target the damage in the entire depth of the epidermis, whether you're penetrating deep or staying closer to the surface. Let's go all the way back to the example someone had about the advanced acne peel and then the radiant brightening peel. This is exactly, it's the same thing. That's what we're getting at there. And that's why that, approach might make a lot of sense to you and really wind up being a fabulous treatment for your consumer. Even though you're using 2 completely different, one's a M.A.D peel, one's a water-based peel, the larger molecule. There's a lot of uses you'll find with that technique, with doing that technique, and this is the reason why. And then last but not least, we just have an example of, layering masks. So in this situation, they're using the environmental detox mask, which is, again, that's the hub of the wheel, right? So it's always great. When in doubt, go with the environmental line. But this esthetician has mixed or cocktailed a spot-on zinc and sulfur mask to address acne concerns or oil concerns into the environmental detox mask, and then apply them together as the treatment step.
Christopher? So
Yes.
on that note, we have a question. Is there a Fitzpatrick protocol for the advanced peels?
I'm sorry, is there a Fitzpatrick protocol for the
advanced peels? So of course there is for the Jesner, but addressing some of the others, like the advanced acne peel, is it safe for all Fitzpatricks? And I believe that's what she's
Or an exact
questioning.
protocol,
Yeah.
like with the non-resorcinol.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the medical grade peels specifically, you want to be really careful with the darker Fitzpatrick types.
Right.
Specifically the multi-C retinol and then the Jesner, of course, you really, those are not the best options for darker Fitzpatrick types. I would say the water-based peels or the gel peels, you can't go wrong. You can use them on anybody. Fitzpatrick 1 through 6, no problem. It's a non-issue. And the nice thing is, let's say you have a really dark Fitzpatrick type that's seeing you for the very first time. So you decide to do 1 to 2 layers of the water-based peels. They have a great result. It's a non-issue. They come back. Now you're going to do, 2 to 4 layers, and so on and so forth. They come back a third time. I have a choice. I can do, 5 or 6 layers, or maybe I decide to, go to one of the many peels and do just 1 layer. So as you're getting to know your client and their skin and how their skin reacts, bearing in mind the power of each individual acid blend, that's how you're gauging and mapping out the decision-making process within that particular protocol and what you're deciding to do to get the best result without inciting unnecessary damage. So that's a really good question. I would just, again, be really careful with the medical grade peels, but that's not to say you can't build yourself up as you're working with that guest and getting to know their skin and their tolerance with just peels in general. I mean, it's not uncommon for this area to this day, like Jersey, PA, New York. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that still have never even had, a chemical peel. So that's a huge opportunity, but it's not like these people have been having, ongoing peels for years and years and years. So you really, if you have, then you're going to have a lot more options open up to you. But for a first time person, you just want to really, and then use your experience, your hands-on experience too. Like you'll see from time to time someone come into your treatment room and you'll say, oh my, I remember 3 years ago, I had someone just like this. And, I built them up and then wound up doing X and it turned out beautifully. So maybe because of that experience, I'm more comfortable getting a little more aggressive this time with this person, maybe cutting out a few of those steps because I've been down this road before. So it just really depends on, where you're going. But I would, just err on the side of caution because you can always build up and do more, but you can't take back if you go too far,
Correct. And pre-treating would be super valuable as well. So
yeah, when in doubt, do a little test spot right behind their ear.
Absolutely.
Do a little test spot with a Q-tip behind their ear. And that way you really truly will know, can I move forward or not,
And pre-treating with home care too, like 2 weeks prior, is always a great idea when working on darker Fitzpatricks. It's really a great idea for anyone who's going to get a more mid-depth chemical peel. Love to put them on the brightening line, especially the environmental line, to make sure their barrier is nice and healthy. So yeah, you can always pre-treat with the M.A.D home care.
Absolutely. And yeah, like one more thing to add to that, just remember, healthy, hydrated skin actually, believe it or not, doesn't peel as easily as unhealthy, dehydrated skin. If you have someone that just is in really, really bad shape and comes in and they're dry, and they have not taken care of their skin, and you throw on, a layer of a Jesner, they're going to sheet peel, as opposed to someone who's been taking care of their skin for years and they are really nice and hydrated. They're not going to sheet peel because it's funny how it works that way, but that has a lot of bearing on the reaction you're going to get too,
Okay. Does anyone have any other questions before we start to move on to the demo portion? Oh, how much booster, I assume you're referring to the booster serum, do you add to the mask? It's optional to add the booster serum to the mask. You can apply it before the mask, you can apply it after the mask. It's just a really nice free serum that you get when you purchase the professional mask. If you are going to add it, the benefits to that is it gives you a little bit more slip. So if you're doing any massage techniques while the mask is on, that's a great way. That's a great way to keep it going. But if you are going to add it, I'd say less than a dime sized amount, probably only like 3 to 4 drops is all you need. A little bit goes a really long way. And it gives it a really nice, like silky finish to it. Okay, if you guys want to start to get ready for the demo, Chris, you can probably end the share screen now so we have the entire screen.
No, he still, I
Oh,
believe, has some.
Whoops, sorry.
Do you still have some more slides, Chris, or is this the last slide?
No, we finished the whole thing. I think it just
Okay.
landed on this particular slide. So
Okay.
stop share. Okay, there.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Let's see.
Speak for this, I can get a picture of him.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started here.
Push this card over here a little bit more, guys.
What you guys will need are some sponges or some 4x4s, a bowl of water, obviously the kit that we sent you in the mail.
And if you haven't opened the products, because inside the samples, there's actually a protective covering that you need to remove. So feel free to do that now if you haven't done that already.
Let's see. We got our brushes. We're gonna need those. So we're gonna start out with the Mega Rich Antioxidant Cleansing Gel. Let's see.
Good one, huh?
So we have the full kit behind us. If you guys kind of want, if you can see what it looks like.
Some of these are in retail sizes and some of them are in professional sizes. The kit that's set up on the website's all professional sizes.
So this is the retail, this is the Mega Rich. It's very full of antioxidants, very nourishing. As Chris was saying, it's very shielding for environmental distresses. And this is going to be our first cleanse.
And you're going to emulsify this with water.
Yeah, this has become by far one of my favorite, like just everyday, go-to cleansers for people to use.
Yeah, I agree. Very, very popular. And so many skin concerns can actually use this. It addresses so many.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But these,
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say that I love the high foam you get with it, but again, it's not stripping that acid mantle or lipid barrier, It's not you're not ever overdoing it with this.
I find a lot of gel cleansers can be slightly drying. This is the opposite. So I really like that. I usually don't agree when someone says it's for all skin types, but this cleanser and pretty much most of the environmental line is truly for all skin types, which I love.
Okay.
Okay. Once you
Next, do the cleansing gel with salicylic acid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is the retail size. This is 2% salicylic, so it's still very gentle. I also love that they infuse it with like witch hazel, aloe vera, ginger, has that Trinity complex Christopher was telling us about. It has very like minty, fresh feel to it.
The mint, I love the mentholy mint. It leaves like this cool sensation when you rinse it off,
Uh-huh.
which is really, really nice. And if you have, if you have like don't forget the body, like body issues like keratosis pilaris, like just any kind of breakouts, like men that work out a lot, they have issues with the back. This is great as a body wash too.
I also really love these two cleansers paired together for anyone who is a little bit more acneic, because sometimes salicylic can just be a little bit too much to use every single day. So I like to suggest to use the Mega Rich 4 to 5 times a week, and then the salicylic on the following days, the 3 to.
You can also alternate them. You can use the salicylic during the day and the Mega Rich at night. That's also a great pairing, or vice versa. Feels good.
Mm-hmm. And also, M.A.D skincare doesn't contain any parabens. It doesn't contain any like chemical colorants. It doesn't have any fragrance. So it's a very clean line.
Okay.
Is everyone done with their second cleanse?
We can only see a few people here.
You guys feel how clean that is?
Mm-hmm.
Clean, but also supple. Like it doesn't make your skin feel dry or tight, which I really like.
Let's see. So our step 3, we're going to do our everyday renewing toner. Okay.
I like
These
how
are really.
yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I just like how this has a very small amount of the AHAs in it. So you get a very gentle exfoliation. You can also always substitute this with the glycolic toner as well, and that's a really good way to gauge your client's sensitivity. This is also using like arnica, cranberry, calendula, the multi-fruit acids, the Helogard 365, the Unirepair. So there's a lot of great active ingredients in the toner, which you don't a lot of times find, but they really jam-packed every product with such great active ingredients.
It's so funny you brought that up, because having played with all this stuff for a little while now, this everyday renewing toner has become one of those things like I got to use it every day. Every day, because it does so much in one step. It's so easy. It's like, how can I not have all these benefits in one step, right?
Yeah.
Just makes it so easy.
Mm-hmm. And you'll find that this toner is used in every M.A.D facial. It's definitely an essential product to have.
Okay. So we did that. If you have someone, guys, that has a lot of buildup and there's a lot of work that needs to be done, you'll notice the more you go over, like even though you did a double cleanse, the more you go over with this cotton round and this toner, you really take your time, even more material, whether it's oil, makeup, dirt, whatever, is going to actually come out on this pad. And part of that is, sure, it's the formulation in the cotton pad, but the multi-fruit acid, I think too, really helps to continue melting that material out of these pores and just prepping for the next steps to come. So okay. So we all have our peels, we all have our brushes, portion cups if you need them. I don't know if you guys use these, I'd like to use just to keep it easy. There we go. So the first layer we're gonna do is, if you remember, the Mandelic, 25% with CBD. And this is part of our new Flex line. We call it Flex because this is so cool and innovative, I think. The Flex products are designed to treat 3 skin conditions simultaneously: anti-aging, brightening, and acne. So there's so many uses for this, and it is going to go deep. So this is going to be a great, first layer. And you'll notice this is very, very liquidy. You want to make sure you always shake these peels up because they are blends, and we want to keep it truly blended. So I always give it a nice shake before I go ahead and dispense it into the portion cup.
I love that this peel's so active that it can really be used on all skin types. Even if you're quite sensitive, you can use this peel, which is really nice. You also don't find a lot of peels that are anti-inflammatory with the CBD. So it's so nice that this is not only a chemical peel, but it's also at the same time calming down inflammation. And I believe it's also the only peel, well, at least it was when it came out, the only chemical peel that had CBD in it. So it's really one of a kind.
Yeah, I think it is still the only peel that has CBD in it, right? As far as I know.
I haven't seen one.
So I love the fact that it's already got that built-in kind of safety mechanism where it's going to really dial down a lot of that itching sensation and just all the stuff that we associate with, chemical peels.
Rosie says she's in love with the Mandelic peel. It is amazing.
Thanks, Rosie. S2.
Yeah, this has become one of my favorites. Like it's a go-to.
And then you're always going to leave on the peel about 2 to 3 minutes in between each layer. How's everyone feeling? Are you feeling any, like, from
Itchiness?
1 to 10?
Little bit itchy.
Little
but not
itchy.
bad.
Very
Not bad.
tolerable, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of that like itchy sensation to it for sure. But it's like good. It's like I know it's working.
Yeah.
Also, a nice little tip you can do as the peel is on, you can manipulate it very slightly with your hands, and you find that controls the itchiness. It feels very satisfying, not quite a full facial massage, but if you just lightly manipulate it, that kind of satisfies that itch that you're feeling. Anyone has any questions, feel free to just ask them. No
Just
need
unmute
to.
yourself
Yep.
and go ahead and ask them. We're here to answer them for you.
One of the things too that you might fall in love with this so much that maybe you have someone that comes in and you look at their skin, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to do 3 layers of this.
Right.
Like I've done that before. I'm like, they are congested. They do have anti-aging concerns and they do have brightening concerns. So I'm just going to do 3 layers of this by itself and then, call it a day. But I'll still do the treatment masks afterwards. But it's just a nice, again, it's a Flex product. And wow, I mean, that's what at the end, it's like a real wow result because you've addressed so many things in one treatment.
And that's a great point. For this class as well, if anyone's very sensitive or has a lot of sensitivity to glycolic, you can omit the radiant brightening peel and do another layer of the mandelic peel with CBD if you so choose. Just like Christopher was saying, M.A.D Skincare really allows you to be creative and make the best decision for your client. Because really you can't do anything wrong as long as you follow your instincts and you know your client is sensitive, you're checking in with them, and at that point you can opt to change the service and go straight to the environmental peel. You can do all of those kinds of things, another layer of the CBD. But if your client is feeling fine and she wants you to, you know, go a little bit more aggressive, then you make that decision.
I love that the mandelic peel too. It's such a great peel to have on hand because you know it can treat everyone. I feel like almost everyone struggles with either a little hyperpigmentation, anti-aging, or congestion. I feel like you're going to have a client that comes in that's going to have one of those three concerns. So it's just a great peel to have because you know everyone's going to be happy with it and it's going to treat everyone. And then it's also going to calm down that inflammation with the CBD in it. I'm going to go ahead and start my next layer.
Can I
You
ask-
definitely feel this. It's like a little zip. But it's like, it's so like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. I love it.
Yeah.
Um,
Go
I-
ahead.
We had a question?
Yes, applying the mandelic to, you know, tender neck tissue and
Mhm.
décolleté area. You recommend that as well? When you put this mask on, you do the whole process, the whole peel on the décolleté as well?
On the décolleté? Yes, you absolutely can. You would then, I mean, I always treat the neck, but if you're going to treat the décolleté, then you would adjust your cost for the treatment. That would be my suggestion because you're going to be using more product.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Like if you saw, I included my neck in the treatment. Didn't do the décolleté also because I'm wearing a t-shirt. But yeah, that's always a great add-on service. Okay. So next we're going to do the Radiant Brightening Peel. If you are a little bit more sensitive, feel free to do another layer of the mandelic. But this one's really nice. It's using lactic, glycolic, licorice, bearberry, and that Trinity tea complex. I love that they put the botanical brighteners in their chemical peels. You're not just getting acids, you're still getting your great active ingredients.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys will see the consistency difference with something like this. It's not as liquidy as the mandelic. It's a little thicker, so it's going to sit on the skin a little longer. It's going to penetrate just a little bit slower.
And your client and you will feel this product more than you just felt the mandelic with CBD peel.
Because this has the glycolic in it, it does have the tendency to be a little bit more itchy. Find glycolic itself is an itchier acid. And it's normal to get pink. I get very easily red. And you can see I have a good little blush going. That's very normal for me. If you've done multiple Zoom classes, you're used to seeing me get very pink.
How's that feeling for everyone?
I would say like 3, 1 to 10,
Mm-hmm.
3, or maybe
Me?
even.
I'll
Yeah,
go
I'm
with,
probably
I'll go with three.
okay. Oh, so good to see you, Cheryl. So Cheryl, if you're out of 5, I'm guessing, did you do the radiant brightening peel? Yeah. So you can either, if you feel like you're good, you don't have to do a third layer. If you do want to do a third, the next one that we'd be doing is the environmental peel. That's just a straight lactic. So that's going to be a lot more gentle. Or you can even do another layer of the Mandelic peel with the CBD. You can always go back to a layer that you've done. So that
Or you
makes
could
it-
do another layer of radiant brightening pill if
Yeah.
you wanted to live on.
Okay. Kelly, I think it's so great that you brought up the concept of like changing your plan of action mid treatment, if you will, because even the other day when I was doing this training for our Trinidad clients, our model, I really like was chomping at the bit to do 3 layers because I'm like, oh my God, we could make so much progress for her if I could just sneak another layer in there. And I was like, we are doing a training and I think she's going to be just fine. But then like she started to really pink up like real quick. And I said, this is why 2 and we're done. But so your esthetician mind, you'll be like, oh, I just wish I could get one more layer in there because then it gets such a great like, wow, and I want them to have that. I want that for them. But then you'll see how quick that redness dials up in some people and you're like, okay, next time we'll do 3 layers, So it's just funny how you kind of go back and forth because you see something, you get excited, and you're like, well, let me take a step back here because I don't want to overdo it. But that's what I love about this stuff is it's like you can kind of go here or take a turn and go there, really mix it up, get creative, get different. So we did the Mandela. We did one of the things I just wanted to throw in one more time. I know we already said this, but it's really important to make sure that before you go ahead and use these, just give them a little shake because they really are all true blends, and there's a lot of things blended within them. So for instance, even the environmental renewal peel, lactic acid, multi-fruit acids, Trinity tea complex, apple fruit extract, cranberry fruit extract. So you want to make sure you really get it all, as mixed up as you possibly can each time before you dispense it to do a treatment.
I'm going to start the 3rd layer here of the environmental.
And if I can ask a question, can you massage these 3 layers in? Is that recommended at all?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can manipulate them. And it actually eases that itching discomfort.
Right.
So yes, you can.
Yeah, with this 3rd layer, I'd say I'm probably at a 5 now. How's everyone feeling? A little spicy?
Yeah, there's some spice going on.
Yeah.
I think everyone's just, as things are opening up, slowly but surely, thankfully, people are just so excited to get back out there and really put their best face forward.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, it's just like this intense, like, you know, it's just across the board. So
Intense desire to make oneself feel better.
oh yeah.
And then how many minutes in between the layers? Is there a time limit to keep it on if it could go too far?
We usually do about 2 to 3 minutes between each coat. And yes, there is a time limit ultimately. I like to try to, if it's 3 layers, I would remove it all within a 10-minute period. And yes, you do have to remove it and neutralize it, which we will be doing next with a M.A.D hack here that Christopher will explain.
You guys can even use the brush to massage it in. You know, I think the massaging technique also helps this to penetrate even a little deeper, a little faster. Helps your skin to absorb more of the what is a very thick product, a very thick, you know, peel gel product. So there's all kinds of, you know, ways you can do it.
I'm getting enough spice, so I don't think I'm gonna massage it in.
Oh, that's fine. Yes.
Yeah, just listen to how your skin's feeling.
Yeah, it feels good.
Good.
Looks great. Her skin, man, Shu, your skin looks beautiful. Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
It's all because of M.A.D skincare. I love your products, guys.
Good.
Getting a little frosting.
Mm-hmm. I noticed a little frosting with the Mandelic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got a lot of frosting from the Mandela. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hmm,
but it's fine now.
interesting.
Okay, we're gonna start with the first step in neutralizing. Is everyone ready to move on? I think Christopher still.
So we could roll into the neutralizer by itself, but we're going to do a M.A.D hack neutralization process. And the reason we're going to do it this way is because it's actually going to make this process feel a lot less extreme. So we're taking the skin from a state of, you know, intense acid. We want to increase the pH, but instead of doing it all at once, we're going to do it in steps. It's going to make it a little more comfortable. So we're going to actually do a 3-step neutralization process. Everyday renewing toner, H2O, and then the neutralizer solution. So we're slowly bringing that acid level, you know, back up to a higher pH instead of the extreme acid straight to neutralizer. And it really does make a big difference.
Mhm.
So first, we're going to dispense a little bit of everyday renewing toner. And I just sometimes throw the whole, just makes it so much easier. The cotton round right in there. And now I've got a nice amount of toner on there, it's saturated. And it's not dripping anywhere, you know, it's going only where you want it to go.
That's a great tip.
Okay.
Is everyone applying the first step with the everyday renewing toner?
I find this is the most that you'll get the zing is when you neutralize, because it is that rapid pH change, which is why we add in that toner.
Oh yeah.
not so much the peels, it's always the removal of the peels.
And next we're gonna do a little bit of water.
Then is it typical to frost on is it typical to frost on the third layer of this peel?
Is it typical to frost on the third layer?
Or with the 3-layer peel, I believe.
It is. It is. Yeah. Specifically, if you're using something with salicylic, I mean, that'll really frost up a lot. And the mandelic does too.
Yeah.
You know, like the environmental renewal peel, not so much because it's lactic, which is very hydrating, the multi-fruit acids. But anything with salicylic or mandelic, you're going to get a little frosting. And I know I did. And I think it's that layer 1. It's that mandelic for sure. That's what did that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
So our steps here are everyday renewing toner, and you can just put the entire 4x4 great tip Christopher had into the everyday renewing toner, and then water rinse, and then an application of the neutralizing solution.
Yeah, I'll just do the same thing. I'll just take neutralizer solution. And I just throw the whole thing right in there. Just makes your life so much easier, you know? And it's not getting all over the place. And it really holds a lot of product. Okay. So here we go. Yeah. See, but the nice thing is that this technique really significantly decreases that like zing that you get when you do neutralize it.
Significantly, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we love that technique.
Yes, absolutely. If you go right from the peel to the neutralizing toner, you will definitely lose neutralizing solution. You will definitely feel it. This is a great hack.
Wow. Definitely got some frosting. That's a good thing. We want that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right, so that's done. The neutralization process is complete. I'm gonna throw that away. And this is so important. So we want to apply liberally apply a layer of the skin calming gel mask.
So this one, Delicate Skin Calming Gel Mask. It contains oat-derived soothing extracts, water lily flower extract, and palmitoyl tripeptide 8. All ingredients to bring down inflammation and to calm and soothe. I personally use this mask always after the layered chemical peels, and then I'll move on to my treatment masks.
Now, don't forget, you can use the booster too if you want, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to use the same clean brush for the booster and then just reuse it for the mask itself. I'm just using 2 different cups, that's all.
And you always get a booster when you purchase a mask. Yes, a question just to clarify, you apply the toner on top of the peel, remove with water, then apply the neutralizer. That is absolutely correct. Those are the steps.
Removing the neutralizer, right? Or does it stay on the skin?
It can stay on the skin because you're going into the delicate skin calming mask, which will be washed off and everything will be removed back.
Oh, okay, because I usually removed it. I just want to make
You
sure that
can.
I can.
You can.
Okay.
If anyone wants to take a picture of themselves with the next 2 steps of treatments masks and post it, we'll share it on our social media. Just tag
That
us.
would be so awesome. Yeah. If I could do that, that would be so
Tag
great.
us and we will share it. Because the next mask is green, so.
I love this delicate calming gel mask. It has the water lily in it, the aloe vera, the chamomile. This is a great one if you have a client who's very sensitive, or say they got really bad sunburn, or they were skiing and they got like a wind burn. They can actually go to sleep in this mask. And it'll just apply a super thin layer. I actually like to use this mask post peel as well. If I'm peeling, I don't want to so much apply like a heavy moisturizer and stop that peeling, but I still feel really dry and tight. I'll apply a very thin layer of this delicate skin calming gel mask because it does have the hyaluronic acid in it. That way it doesn't stop any of the peeling process that I'm wanting to happen, but it eases that discomfort. So that's always a really good trick. I like to retail the delicate discovery kit as a post peel kit for after a peel, because it comes with the delicate cleanser, the delicate mask, the delicate daily moisturizer, and the redness rescue. So then you're really able to give your client everything they need for a post peel.
Yeah, I think this definitely qualifies also as one of those like must-have basic, like workhorses that you're going to use in your treatment room.
Yes, and this, if you are also including LED during your treatment, this is the mask that you would use during that service.
I was just about to ask that.
Mm-hmm. Also for microcurrent, it stays moist a long time. You would just apply it a lot thinner.
This is also a really nice mask to massage with because you can see it has a great slip. I also really like to mix the delicate skin calming gel mask with all of the other M.A.D masks because it gives it almost like a whipped consistency and it just makes it a breeze to remove.
I like that tip. That's cool. That's a cool hack.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah.
cool hack.
I'm gonna grab a tongue blade.
I can grab a tongue blade.
Okay.
Okay, and you guys can start the removal process of the delicate mask, then we can move on to our second mask. The next 2 masks are probably 2 of my favorites from M.A.D Skincare. It's hard because I really love them all. But this new wheatgrass CBD mask is just so nice for calming the skin down. It's also just very enriched with vitamins. It has vitamin E, K, and B, which are super healing, and it's for tissue recovery post-treatment. Obviously, it has the CBD, very anti-inflammatory. So it's just really rich in nutrients, has a really nice creamy consistency to it. The CBD also promotes a quicker recovery and cell turnover. Wheatgrass can also be used for eczema. It's very healing for that. It's just a really nice healing mask. And
I had
then,
someone, oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, keep going.
I had someone the other day tell me that this is her go-to mask for post dermaplaning.
Oh, yeah.
So if anyone does a lot of dermaplaning, give it a shot and you might fall in love with it too for after dermaplaning.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely see that.
And then we're going to mix it with the environmental detox mask. This has the pollution defense peptides in it, has the black currant seed oil in it, super creamy. I really like the consistency this gets when they're mixed together as well, because the wheatgrass is a little bit more on the clay texture side, where the environmental detox mask is a little bit more creamy. So it gives it just a really nice texture.
And then underneath it, you can apply the environmental booster serum.
And you can see a little bit goes a long way. I am a product junkie and I like to use a lot of product in each treatment, but you can be very light-handed with M.A.D.
Mixing them together. Okay.
And again, that detox mask is really ideal for all skin types. But I really like it for the mask knee. People, anyone who's maybe wearing a mask a lot of hours of the day, it's not going to be too harsh versus like a straight sulfur mask. It's going to really help heal the skin, but still address those breakouts and detox you. So I love the detox mask for any acneic clients.
It's a good one when you're stacking and layering. It's a good one to add in. And everybody will benefit.
I love the fact that it has 98 of the 102 elements found in the earth.
Yeah.
To me, that's kind of like, ooh, let me add a little bit of this into whatever I'm using, just for that reason, even alone.
Mm-hmm. The wheatgrass mask.
Yeah, yeah.
If you guys want to turn on your camera once you have your mask on, I can take a picture of everyone.
I also want to point out the M.A.D rewards program while we have this mask sit on the skin. For every 6 products you buy through California Skincare of M.A.D, you get a free professional product. And that doesn't have to be 6 of the same things. It can be 1 moisturizer, 1 serum, 1 eye serum, a retail mask. It can be 6 6 different individual products. And then you can say, get this detox mask for free, or you can get the environmental peel for free. So it gives you a lot of buying power because you can essentially get your entire back bar at no cost. So if you're a good retailer, this is a great brand for you, because then you're just going to be getting so much free product.
Yeah, it'll drive your margin to close to 100% for your services. So you can check that out. It explains it all under our under the M.A.D rewards page. So CaliforniaSkincareSupply.com, there's a M.A.D skincare page, and there's a M.A.D skincare rewards page. And that's the page you'll go to choose your free products. My cell phone doesn't recognize me. Cheers, Christopher.
I have to get back to work, but thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us.
virtually.
Thanks for joining us.
Fantastic mask. My skin feels amazing. I put the serum and the moisturizer on. I hopefully
Perfect.
I did it in the right order, but thank you. This was really a great informative class. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
No
Cheryl.
problem. Thank you for joining us. I like to massage this mask in as well. We all look like Jim Carrey from The Mask.
This mask feels so good.
It does. You know, you can really feel it just dialing down that like itching, tingling, heat, all the stuff that was generated by that pretty intense 3-layer peel. Which after that 3 layers, you know you're going to get a good result. It's like this is going to be good.
You can leave this mask on from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on the type of time you're working with.
Okay. Does anyone have, while this mask is kind of setting, because we're going to do, this is our combination of treatment masks. Once we remove this, we're going to roll into our, if you remember, youth transformation age corrective serum, just a nice, thin layer of that. Our moisturizer, and then really important, our SPF, especially, again, this was a pretty intense treatment, so you definitely want to make sure you do a really good SPF.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, now is definitely the time to ask. That can be regarding cost, contraindications. I'd price this facial depending on your area. Here in California, I'd probably price it around $150. But that being said, if you got all your product for free, not including the medallic peel and the environmental peel, you can bring that cost down, which is really nice.
The mandelic peel and the wheatgrass mask are the 2 products that you cannot earn for free in this treatment. There's really just about a handful of products that don't qualify for the rewards program, but all of the other products are do qualify.
Yeah, Rose, are you raising your hand?
You can just unmute yourself. Wait, we can't hear you.
Let me unmute you.
Contraindications.
Contraindications. It would just be sensitivity would be the most clear contraindications, and you would then perhaps just do 1 layer of the mandelic CBD peel and leave out the radiant brightening peel, depending on how sensitive they are. I don't see any other contraindications with this service. Do you, Chris?
I was just thinking like our basics, like pregnant or breastfeeding, obviously we don't do
Yeah.
peels. You know, another thing is if they're using a high dose of retin A, obviously that's another reason why you can't do a peel on them. So I would just be cognizant of, you know, again, just like the basics, like after their intake form, you're going to know, are you
Yeah.
pregnant, breastfeeding, you know, what products are you currently using? So as long as we don't have, you know, like that or the retin A or any other
Medications. Yes.
active ingredient, you're good to go, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really all I can think of.
I'd say very active rosacea if they're in a full flare up. I wouldn't do the peels.
You know, it's so funny you said that though.
Yeah.
The only one that I might be a little tempted to experiment with someone that has rosacea is the Mandela 25% with CBD, because believe it or not, studies have shown and are continuing to show more evidence that Mandela is really great for rosacea. And don't forget, it's antimicrobial as well.
Yeah.
So it's really going to help to dial down a lot of that just ongoing, you know, microbial activity. And then the CBD is going to help to calm it down anyway. So that's something that I would be kind of very curious if I had someone with rosacea that wanted a more intense treatment. I would get very curious about, I wonder if this is going to help them with that too, you know, just to get your wheels turning. I don't know, just interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And start the removal process. This mask comes off so easily, which I love. You can just see like really one swipe. There's not a lot of working at it. It doesn't dry so tight like a typical clay mask. It makes your job super difficult.
Oh, we are we moving now?
Yeah.
I got comfortable.
In the treatment room, you would leave it on longer, but just because we're coming to the end of our class here, we are going to remove it.
Okay.
I bet that Mandela would be awesome as a back peel treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Just think of all the acneic, deep down, whatever in the skin and the hyperpigmentation from sunbathing over a lifetime. It's like a flex product that peels would be a great back shoulder.
Absolutely. And then this peel also pairs very nicely with the other flex product, the fruit enzyme. Those are really nice together as well. We've done a class on that.
Yeah, that was a class we did last summer. You can find some of our Zoom classes. Most of the M.A.D Zoom classes live on our website. So if you want to go back and refresh, or you feel like you missed something, you can always find them under education and then video learning center, and you can find them there.
You can see that really took away almost all of my redness. My skin has no residual burning or tingling. That mask really just took it all away.
And like you said, one of the things I really love about these masks is just again, the ease of removal. I'm not having to rub already compromised, skin. I'm just very lightly, and it just all comes right off.
Mhm.
It just makes it, it's so nice.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay, has everybody had their mask removed?
I think we're good.
All right.
Next, we're going to move on to our Youth Transformation Age Corrective Serum. This is a lot of peptides. It has the apple fruit stem cell, grapefruit stem cell, the Alp Rose, the Uterine Repair T43. It has Matrixyl 3000, Glucan. Feels very nice.
This serum is one of the best sellers in the brand, and it is part of the anti-aging concern. So you can see here that we've blended the environmental line, the acne line with the salicylic wash, the brightening line with the radiant brightening peel, and the anti-aging line. So it's a perfect example of how we can treat multiple skin concerns in one treatment by using multiple products from the different categories to treat each one of those concerns.
The next, we're going to move on to the moisturizer, the Illuminating Daily Moisturizer.
This, of course, is part of the brightening line.
This is using the Amblyca, vitamin C, mulberry, bearberry, BVOSC, Stacy 50, Bee White licorice. It's really jam-packed with lighteners.
So many great ingredients. It feels so good.
You can tell it has a really nice citrus essence to it. This is a great moisturizer to use, not just for hyperpigmentation, but just for all over illumination, for someone who maybe has a little bit of uneven skin tone, who really wants to work with that and to just illuminate and even it out. This is a great moisturizer for that.
Great time for great selling product for this time of year as well. Coming out of winter, all of our skin feels and looks a little bit dull. So anything from the radiant brightening category is going to be excellent right now.
The next, we're going to do our Hyper Sheer SPF 50. This is a matte finish.
Some of you got the matte finish, some of you did not get them. Some of you got the regular Hyper Sheer. They're very similar. It's just the finish that's different. The matte finish is going to leave your skin obviously more matte. And the Hyper Sheer is going to leave your skin more dewy. So we gave you an assortment to try.
One of the things, their carrier material and these, we have some medical grade silicone, and it evaporates at your skin's temperature, right? So the thing that's nice is that, let's say you have someone that does like to apply multiple serums and multiple creams. After half an hour, an hour and a half into your day, most of that material has evaporated, leaving the active ingredients behind in the skin or in the skin. So this explains why even if you go heavy-handed on your product in the morning and in the evening, because that's what you like to do, you're not going through your day with all this thick, occlusive product. And I think that's particularly important for climates like, California, Florida, the Midwest. I'm sorry, not the Midwest, the Southwest, where you've got this intense heat and sun, and it's just like you don't necessarily want a lot of occlusive. You want nice and light, airy. It's just something I wanted to mention. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also like that it doesn't leave so much of a white cast on the skin. Like you're saying, it kind of starts breaking down as it gets to your temperature. So you don't get that typical sunscreen white cast look.
Yeah, I'm out of the ones you guys gave, I'm using the matte finish SPF 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, if you're actively like at the beach or the pool and you're active, this is great because it just stays where, it really does stay put, and people don't necessarily know you have anything on. It's kind of like, but it's not chalking you out. It's not greasy. It's not,
Right. If your client tends to be more combination, tend to oiliness, this is also a great product for them. But really, anyone can use the Hyper Sheer Matte.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any other questions regarding this treatment or anything else about MAD skincare that we can answer for you?
Questions or comments?
even off topic, if it doesn't have to do with this treatment, just the brand in general.
Yeah.
That's I guess you can.
Also, if you press, oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hi, Rosie.
Christopher, since you're on here, I just have to tell you, I have been using the CBD or the Mandelic with CBD, and I love it. So I just want to thank you for making it. I've never seen anybody else even combine a Mandelic with CBD. So I am really, really impressed with that one.
Oh, good.
Great.
That's what we like to hear.
We love to hear that. Yeah, it's such an ingenuitive, unique product that I don't think anyone else has it, you know? So yeah, we just really have fallen in love with that. That's one of our faves for sure.
Okay. And also one more thing, your redness relief serum is amazing. And in fact, I still feel the cooling from the delicate skin mask. So I just was curious to know, what ingredient is it that keeps it so cold?
So believe it or not, I mean, you've got everything from there, even the Redness Rescue has a lot of hyaluronic acid in it, all the way down to the Produ 400, which is, the Produ 400 is actually quite a complex synthetic cosmetic ingredient that's designed specifically to super hydrate and draw water into your skin. So you've got things like that. Even like the Cedar Plant Richter, the oat soothing extracts, the water lily, palmitoyl tripeptide, like these are all things that are designed. Now you're super hydrated, but it's also just soothing, like levels and levels of soothing and removing that anger out of the skin, that redness, that erythema. So, you know, you're hydrating, you're adding all this hyaluronic acid, you're soothing and dialing down redness, inflammation, erythema on multiple levels. So it really almost does feel like it's cooling, you know, because doing all that so quickly. But don't forget, even something like the Redness Rescue, you might be using that to dial down redness, but because of the hyaluronic acid, that's really going to help to draw moisture to your skin anyway all day. So they're really multifaceted in that way.
Okay. And it's instant too with that Redness Rescue. It's instant, it takes all the redness out. So I'm just so impressed with it. And I wanted to let you know. really
travel with that one too.
We say you always need to have the Redness Rescue on your tool belt. It's actually been great for post waxing.
Yes.
It's really good for any type of inflammation caused.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know, thank you.
Thanks, Rosie.
Okay, and just want to remind everyone for our class attendees, the entire M.A.D brand is 15% off. Just
Just
go to
for
our,
48 hours.
So just go to our website, californiaskincaresupply.com, and you can place your M.A.D order. This entire kit is available as well. If you just know you love it and you want to get it all, you don't need to find the individual products in there. We have it all set up for you.
And I want to thank Christopher. Thank you so much. Excellent class. We always love it.
always.
Yes, as always. Thank you so much.
And thank you to our attendees for joining us today. Let us know if you have any other questions that you think of. And again, a special thank you to Christopher.
Everyone have a great rest of your week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.